How to treat calluses naturally. They are truly very painful and prevent you from not only walking well, but also doing your daily activities. Most of the time, calluses appear due to a lack of foot care. They are a very essential part of your body but unfortunately don't get the attention they need. In the following article, we will give you some tips to treat calluses naturally. Calluses, what to know? Firstly, you have to know that calluses appear as the body's natural response to pressure or repeated friction on the area, especially as a result of improper footwear. Calluses can also appear on your hands, if you use the same tool for too long, for example. However, the ones that appear on your feet are the most bothersome and painful kind because they prevent you from walking normally, putting on shoes, etc. You should avoid the confusion between calluses and corns. The latter are corneal lumps with a central nucleus of hardened keratin that hurts if you put pressure on it. They appear on the joints of your toes and sole of your foot. Calluses are bigger, they can be approximately 2.5 centimeters long, have a thick layer of dead skin, and appear on the side of the big toe or under the heel. Both can be treated in the same way with home remedies. Natural remedies for calluses. Gently scrub them with a pumice stone after a bath. Your skin should be clean and dry. Then, rub with raw onion cut in half. Lastly, pour some drops of arnica oil on them. Put a well-ground garlic clove mixed with olive oil on the callus. This will make the skin softer and make the callus smaller. Cover it with a cloth and leave on all night. Make a paste by crushing 5 or 6 aspirin pills and mix with a tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 of water. Put it on the callus and wrap it with a hot towel for 10 minutes. The heat will allow the paste to penetrate your skin and make it smoother. Then, use a pumice stone to get rid of the dead skin easily. Soak some leek leaves with a splash of wine vinegar for 24 hours. Apply it to the callus for 20 minutes. Then, just remove it gently by using a proper tool to cut it off and disinfect it with alcohol. Apply a pomade that includes marigold petals a few times a day so that the texture gets smoother and because it also acts as an inflammatory. Soak your feet for 10 minutes in an infusion made with 4 drops of chamomile per liter of water. The water should be warm. Keep your feet submerged until it gets cool. Then, apply a layer of Vaseline to the callus and cover them with cotton socks. Use a handkerchief as a bandage for the callus for 3 nights in a row. Before that, submerge your feet in a bowl of warm water to smooth the callus and to make it easier to remove. Cut a fresh fig and remove its pulp. Put it on the callus before going to sleep and keep it there with gauze, cloth, or a cotton swab. Remove it with warm to hot water in the morning. Let a half an hour go by and remove the dead skin with a pumice stone. Wash and grind 40 grams of spinach leaves. Put them in a gauze or bandage and apply to the affected area like a poultice. Let sit for 20 minutes and remove. Repeat it a few days in a row, approximately 1 week, until you start to feel the callus get smoother. Grind a handful of house leek leaves to make a paste and add a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar. Put it in the callus or the dry areas of your skin. Let dry and then use a pumice stone. Soak your feet in warm water for 10 minutes, until it gets cold zero. Put a tablespoon of baking soda and water, as if it were a paste, on them while they are still wet with only a little bit of pressure to remove the callus. Finish off with a pumice stone. Peel a pineapple and put a slice of the skin around the callus with the smooth part touching the skin. Secure it with a bandage. Leave it on the whole night and in the morning, let your foot soak for 10 minutes. Repeat this a few times until you can remove the callus easily. You will need at least 4 applications. Mix a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar with 1/8 cup of oil and vigorously rub it on the callus. Then, use a pumice stone and finish off with an almond oil massage. Rub castor oil on the callus every day for 2 weeks. Put a piece of lemon peel and slice of raw tomato on as well. Cover with a bandage. The juices will make the hardness get softer. Grind a garlic clove with a tablespoon of ivy until you get a juice. Soak gauze in it and apply directly to the callus. Cover it with a cloth and let sit overnight. Repeat every day until the skin is soft. Take a few stalks and flowers of nettle and wash them well. Grind them until you get a paste, which you should apply to the stalk. To make it simpler, put it in the blender with a little bit of water. Another interesting option is marigold,